Here it comes for the playing of our national anthem.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to downtown Dartmouth. It's the Phil Herod Cup playoffs here on High Button Sports. Round 2, Game 1 of this best-of-7 series. It's the Steele Subaru hosting the week's majors. The 2 versus 3 matchup. It does not get much better than this, folks. These two teams split the regular season. The Weeks won the first 2 games, and the Steele Subaru won the last 2. Will Cole will get the start of net for the boys in blue on the left side. The veteran goaltender playing his 3rd season, and Jared Sorrendo, number 31, gets the nod for the 4th consecutive playoff game for the Weeks. He has not left the crease yet. In for the opening faceoff is Nate Kidd, the Shawinigan Cataracts draft pick. He'll face off against Max Bryan, the 2026 JHL draft hopeful. He's the top-ranked Nova Scotian as of right now. We are underway here in Game 1 of Round 2 as Land will take an early hit into the wall. Weeks are in the O-zone. Here's Sullivan. His shot will go off the shin pad. A rebound was right there in front for Kidd, but he couldn't bang it home. That's going to be covered up by Will Cole. And here we go, early shoving match. After the whistle, expect lots of that, especially as this series progresses. As we have to take a look at the Round 1 leaders for the Subarus. Max Bryan with 9 points, so did Matty McDonald. Bryan had 5 goals, 4 assists. Hunter McLean, Travis Tremblay, and Oliver Scotland there as well. Scotland had the most points by a defenseman in the opening round. As the face-off will be the glove side of Cole, Kidd's line will stay out there. So will the Bryan line. And that's going to be sent in deep. Back to retrieve it is McKenzie. He'll look to get by Bryan on the forecheck, which is a tough thing to do. Max Bryan comes looking for the body. Here's a chance for Kidd, 2-on-1. Here's Kidd towards the slot, sent just wide off a stick. Good back check there from Tremblay. Prevents a possible scoring chance. That's going to be played up ahead. Poked off the stick of McQueen. Here comes Pugsley. Pugsley's shot blocked. Rebound comes loose. Here's a chance for the slot poked away. As off the bench. Here comes White. He'll play it across out of the reach as forced to retreat are the Weeks. Here's Williams. Lawrence Williams will play it over his partner. That's McKenzie. He'll try and fire through the middle, intercepted. As Normore will take over, he'll play it inside the Weeks zone as that's going to be gloved down by Sorrendo. There'll be no rebounds. As Chase Munden, the regular season top scorer for the Subarus, was in there looking for the rebound. Face off inside the Weeks zone. Munden, Sam Ryan, and Calvin Carver out there for the Subaru. For this O-zone draw, it's going to be one back. Here's Pugsley for the Weeks. So just past the minute mark here of the first period. You can feel the energy here in this building. There's a hit on the wall by Poplinski, the big number 2 in light blue. He'll be a big factor in this series, his physicality and his leadership. As here's Carver. Will look to clear. I'll make its way to the blue line. Sent back in deep. White looking to cycle it. Comes back. There's a chance off the stick, and that will go into the netting out of play. And out comes Jack Cameron, who making his return to the lineup. Number 21 in black, was out for a long time with a lower body injury. He's back here. He's been missed on the Weeks blue line. Some offense from the rookie. He's also a highly ranked prospect in this coming QMJL draft. Will be here in Halifax. As Sim will take the face-off inside the Subaru zone. As Matty McDonald will face Sim in the face-off. McDonald had a great opening round of 9 points for the Subaru as they defeated the South Shore Mustangs. Here's a turnover. Here comes Cameron looking to saucer towards the middle as a little shot go at the backhand. That will just go wide as wouldn't have happened something as Cameron got on the board right away. Here's Sim up for Frazier as Conlon looking for the loose puck. He had his stick tied up, played in deep. Here's Sim. Ewan Sim, the rookie. Holds on to the puck in the corner, looking to play it towards the goal. Blocked in front by Duffy. Does not make its way to the blue line. That will escape the zone. Cameron back to retrieve it. It's got to be a tough situation for Cameron coming back. His first game back being round 2, game 1. As here's Pugsley as he'll play it offside. That will stop play. Gives us a chance to look at the top scores. On the weak side in round 1, Ethan Frazier had 3 goals, 2 assists. Ewan Sim had 2 goals and 3 assists for 5 points. Liam Conlon had 3 big goals for the weeks. He is a late addition to this lineup. He started the year with the Lockview Dragons of the Metro High School Hockey League. They picked him up with about 5 games remaining in the regular season. He's been red hot ever since, making his way into the lineup as Williams will drag and shoot one and that'll go off a stick and out of play. Conlon was leading the league in the high school league in points before leaving his team and heading here for the Weeks. He's been a great addition for them as they look to get back to the Phil Hare Cup finals. They made it all the way last year to Game 5, the deciding game of that series. Max won that game by 1 score. The Halifax Max, of course, who are playing the Cape Breton West Islanders over at the Forum right now. I believe that's still 2-2. That game started a little bit earlier. As that would poked out of the zone. Williams will try and get it back. Comes free in the blue line. Eisner will take over. He'll take a shove into the boards. Williams collects it as he'll take a hit from Sparks. Pass up ahead will bounce off the stick of Green. Here's Oliver Scotland. Will get past the forecheck of a nice escape move. Plays it up. Here comes Burgess. Burgess will take it wide. Shot towards the goal. Will not make its way on net. As Brian on the forecheck. That's going to come free for Pugsley. Sent up ahead for Green. But that's going to be intercepted. Here comes Ben Henry. He'll poke it into the zone. Comes free for Brian. Here's a pass in front for Munden. And that will be a penalty on the play. What a pass from Brian to feed Munden right in the slot, streaking towards the goal. He'll draw a hook. And the first power play of the series will go to the Steele Subaru. Hooking the call against Green as him and Henry have a few words as Green will go to the box. What a pass from the draft-eligible Brian to find Chase Munden in front there. He draws a hook. Brian and Munden will stay out there for this power play. Ryan, McPhee, and Poplinski, the other 3 players. Puck hits the ice. It's going to be one back. Here is big Dylan Poplinski. Shot will be blocked in front, out of traffic in front of the Sorrento crease. It's going to be played to the corner. Here's Ryan. Down low for Brian. As that's going to be intercepted. McEachran looking to clear. Kept in by Poplinski. Played back to the line. Here is big number 2. He has the puck. Shot will be tipped just wide off the stick of Munden in front. Here is a wraparound chance for Brian. It's going to be covered up by Sorrento and a little bit of traffic in front. Got some penalties on the way here. Looks like Brian will be escorted to the penalty box, and I think there's someone else coming with them. Tension's high here in Game 1. The rink is packed on the weak side as well. You can see the drums and air horns. A few more words between the 2 benches. Poplinski barking at the other bench. As looks like it's just Brian who's going to be the only penalized player through that scrum, so it will be 4-on-4 for a minute and a half. Lots of ice out there for these 2 very fast teams to make some plays. As here is Munden. Munden will take it wide as his pass will be intercepted in front by Cameron. Here's Jack Cameron up for Jaden Croft. Has Kidd with him, finds him. Here comes Nate Kidd towards the net. That's going to be poke-checked off of his stick by Will Cole, the netminder. Smart play by the veteran goalie. Here's Cameron. D-to-D pass over to Bertram. Bertram, one-timer Croft just goes wide. Lots of space out there on this 4-on-4 scenario to make some plays. That's going to be a hit on Munden from Cameron. Cameron will backhand one over to Bertram. Bertram plays it back for Jack Cameron. He'll lead the rush for the Weeks. He'll get the red line and send it in deep. 4.5 minutes have gone here in the opening frame. It's still not at zeros. Phil Hare Cup playoffs, round 2, game 1, 2 versus 3 matchup. Subarus versus the Weeks. Here's Williams. He'll make the play up for Sim. He'll backhand one into the zone. Back to retrieve it is Normore. Over to Quinton Land. Up for McQueen. McQueen started the year in the MHL with the Yarmouth Mariners. He's back here with the Subaru. He'll make a play down the left side. McQueen, a shot go looking to fool Sorrento off the pad. His rebound came loose up top for Duffy as his shot will be blocked off a shin pad. Down low. Battle ensues in the corner. That's going to come free. Here's McEachran looking to play it up the wall. He finds Frazier. Frazier gets tangled up. That will be played up inside the Subaru zone. Here comes Frazier. He gets taken down by Scotland. Frazier still has the puck. Plays it down low for McKenzie. McKenzie looking in the slot for Conlon. That's going to go off a stick. Comes free up top for Williams. Williams over to McKenzie. His pass will be intercepted by Duffy as the Subaru now killing off a penalty. But Brian is just about to get back out there. His hand is on the handle inside the penalty box. One last chance for this week's brief power play as we're back to 5 aside. Brian back on the ice. That's going to be dumped in and that will go out of play. No score yet here at the Zatzman Sportsplex, downtown Dartmouth. Round 2, game 1, the Subarus defeated the South Shore Mustangs in a 3-game sweep in that best-of-5 series. And the Weeks also swept their first round against the March and Milko Hunters, but it was a much closer series than the Subaru Mustangs won. Every game in that opening round series between the Weeks and the Hunters was very close, as Smith and McIntosh will be told to ease up there on the face-off. They'll drop the puck in neutral ice. Here's McPhee, back to Poplinski. Poplinski up for Hunter McLean, who had himself a great first round. 5 goals, 2 assists for 7 points in 3 games. So there's a hit on the wall. Expect lots of that this series. That was Brendan Smith. As here's a shot from Tanner Fandon. That'll make its way in the corner. Here comes McLean. The Subaru have numbers. Might be a 4-on-2. Pass will be picked off by Bertram. That's a risky play as they were down 2 players on the odd man rush, but it worked off. Here's Bertram. His shot will go off the pad. There's a hit behind the net. Played up top for Cameron. Cameron will try and walk the line. It's going to come free for McLean. McLean will poke it inside the zone. Bertram gets back just in time. You might expect a little rust from Cameron. He's been out for about a month and a half with a lower body injury. You can see some rust there off that play on the blue line. That's something that he can do with ease, is work that puck up high, but he's got to get himself back into game shape, which is tough to do, especially when your first game back from a lengthy injury is a playoff game. As Sullivan will play it back on his own blue line, comes free. Here's Normore. He'll play it towards the goal off the body of Sparks, who is trying the net. He'll let a shot go. That's going to be sticked away from Jack Cameron. Here comes Croft, has Kidd with him. Croft will try and make a move in the slot, picked off by Max Bryan on the back check. He'll find Burgess up for Sparks. But that's going to be deflected out of play. As you can see down there in the corner, nice little banner there. Sub's K9 unit. The theme of this year's team is they're all dogs. So they're playing as one big unit, a K9 unit. So that's their motto for the playoffs. Pretty clever if you ask me. As Ryan will take the face-off against Ewan Sim. Sam Ryan was drafted to the Halifax Mooseheads last year, second-year eligible U18 player this season. He played prep hockey over in Boston. He's back here in his hometown of Dartmouth, looking to bring home a Phil Herod Cup to the Sportsplex. This here's Munden. Pass up ahead. Finds Ryan. Ryan will chip it ahead inside the weak zone. As about 8 minutes have gone here in the first period, we're still scoreless in game 1. Battle ensues in the corner through the glove side of Sorrento. Comes free for Sim. He'll play it behind his net for McKenzie. Gets a return feed as he was chicken through the middle. Pass up ahead looking to spring Frazier. Picked off by Munden. Here's Sam Ryan. Ryan looking for an option. He'll get the red line and send it in deep. That will slowly make its way inside the weak zone. Back to retrieve it is Lawrence Williams. He was named the top rookie defenseman in the league this season. Scott D. Memorial Trophy. As that will be played back inside the weak end off a big hit in neutral ice. Good forecheck. Will free up the puck for a moment by McQueen. Here's Kidd. Kidd finds Sim. Picked off by Bryan. Looking to work it down low. Puck is bouncing in front, sent on goal, rebound cleared away. As that will be an icing call against the Weeks Majors. 11:26 remaining. Great pace to this first period of game one in this best of 7. The other series in the semifinals is the McDonald's and the Cape Breton West Islanders. Last time I checked, that game was 2-2 over at the Forum. McQueen against Sim for the draw. Puck hits the ice. One back. There's a shot. Will be blocked on its way through. Trumbo let that one rip. A Scotland pinching in. He keeps it inside the zone. Hit along the boards. Comes free. Sent up ahead. Here comes Nate Kidd. He'll play it through the middle. As that will miss the stick of Conlon, who was thinking change as he goes to the bench. Here's Mackenzie will lay the man down low. Comes free off the turnover. McQueen has it. He'll feed. Poplinski shot low. Just goes wide. As Scotland finds it, he'll send it in deep for Tremblay. Tremblay, his shot will be tipped in front by Brian. There's a shot from Poplinski off the pad. Another save from Sarando, who's been great so far in the early goings of game one. Here's McQueen. McQueen shot through the screen, hit a body in front, not sure who, but that will come free for the Weeks. As here's McCachran, over cross, might be a 2-on-1. Here's Swain looking for Croft off the body. Well defended by the Subarus on the back check, as here's Poplinski. He'll get the line and send it in deep, go for a change. Sarando out to play it, leaves it for Bertram behind the net. Approaching the halfway mark of the opening frame. Here's McDonald, he'll get hit into the wall. Comes free, there's a chance sent wide by Smith. The rebound looking to go off the pad from behind the net will stay out. There's a pass towards the slot, that's going to be down the ice. Free change for the Weeks as Will call to play it. Here's Henry, looking to spring a pass for McDonald. That's going to go off a stick and up and high. Picked up by Pugsley. Over to Green. Green's shot will be covered up by Cole as he'll play the rebound in the corner. Here comes McLean. He'll look to corral the bouncing puck in neutral ice. Looks like a hit from Pugsley. Comes free. Here's Jack Cameron. He'll backpedal in his own zone. Play to the middle for Eisner. Eisner will send it in the corner. Last man back to retrieve it is Henry. As he tries to get by Pugsley on the forecheck, as Alistair McPhee will find the loose puck. He'll play it for Smith. Smith will be on the wrong side of the red line. That will be an icing call. Now we'll take us to the halfway mark. See a quick break up in the booth. You're watching round 2, game 1 of the best of 7 series. Subs and Weeks. Be back in just a moment. Welcome back inside the Sportsplex. Still scoreless halfway through the first period. Face off inside the Subaru zone. Here's Williams. Williams, CDD pass. There's Mackenzie. To the middle looking for Croft. Comes free. Williams shot blocked in front. Croft looking for the rebound. He'll take a hit from Henry in the corner. As McDonald looking for the puck in the forecheck as well. As there's a hit behind the net. Weeks looking for a call. That's going to be played up in the ringette line area as Kidd takes a hit from Smith. There's another collision. That's going to be a penalty. So Weeks went to the power play. Here's Williams. Shot up high will sail over the net. As Sarandon to the bench. 6 on 5 on the delayed call. Here's a shot. That will be deflected in the corner. Williams to the half wall for Swain. Here's a one-timer. Faked one-timer from Kidd as he fooled me up here in the Sportspucks booth. Still delayed penalty. Here's Williams. Williams in the half wall. will make a move towards the goal. It comes free in front as McEachern couldn't bang it home. That's going to be touched up and whistled down. Roughing is the call. It'll go against Smith. There's the first look of the night and of the series for this week's power play, and Jack Cameron will take his spot back up top in the quarterback position. Comlin, Sim, Frazier are out there with Williams. There's Cameron over to Williams. Williams shot. Rebound. It's still loose as Cole eventually covers it up in front. So they got Jack Cameron at the top there, the blue line. Lawrence Williams on the far side half wall. Ewan Sim, Liam Conlon, and Ethan Frazier. The three forwards out there. A very dangerous power play. 3 rookies and 2 third years for the Weeks. Puck is dropped. Subs win the draw. DD pass. They'll escape the zone. Here's Cameron. Jack Cameron will start the rush from his own end. He'll fake the drop pass and send it to the corner. Williams on the forecheck looking to get the puck from Henry. Battle ensues behind the net, as that will make its way to the wall. Here come the Subaru shorthanded. Ryan has the puck. Sam Ryan 3-on-2. He'll pass it across. One-timer. Sent just wide. Rebound on the doorstep. Kept out. Ryan off the rebound. Couldn't jam it home. Had a good look there at the empty cage. It's still scoreless. Here comes Cameron the other way. Cameron shot. Will got the pad. Rebound. Scores. Ethan Frazier has the first goal of game 1 on the power play. Weeks strike first. Subaru had a great chance shorthanded on the other side. Couldn't find the back of the net. Weeks took it right back down the other way, and Frazier puts home the rebound. That is Frazier's 4th goal of the playoffs. And the first goal of the series goes to the Pictou County Weeks Majors on the power play. Frazier gets the goal. As here's McEachern. McIntosh couldn't clear. Bertram finds it. Battle ensues in front of the Weeks bench. Bertram plays it up ahead for White. White will drop it off for Pugsley. Pugsley's shot will be blocked. Rebound picked up by McQueen. So Jack Cameron gets the assist. So welcome back, Jack. You got an apple in the first period of your first game back here in the playoffs. As that's going to be played into the corner. There's McIntosh. He'll evade the check and make the play. Here's Bertram now. Bertram will flick it through neutral ice. Corralled by Scotland. He'll go off the wall. Scotland is... There's a hit right into the Weeks bench. Owen Sparks laying the boom for the Subs. Owen Sparks, a former Dartmouth Voyageur. Had the pleasure of coaching him last season. Great kid. And he hits hard, too. As there'll be a face-off right in front of the Weeks bench. 1-0 for the road team here in Game 1 in this best-of-7 series. It's going to be one back, but out of the reach of Ben Henry, who's forced to retreat inside his own zone. Clearing intent will be picked off, but Kidd was on the wrong side of the blue line. So that'll be another whistle. Puck is dropped. That will be deflected out of play for another whistle. 6:13 to go in the opening frame. Weeks just scored on the power play to make it 1-0. Ethan Frazier continues his impressive season and postseason as well. Picked up his 4th goal of the playoffs. Jack Cameron with an assist in his first game back. Puck is dropped. Here's Land. It's going to be a DDD pass. Finds Munden. Munden through the middle. Zabi chipped into the zone. Carver against Sullivan for the loose puck. Sorrento out to play it. He'll get there first. Sereno goes back in over to Sullivan, the captain, who wasn't expecting it, but he makes the puck stay on his stick. He'll slow things down behind his own net. Here comes Sullivan. He'll fire it off the shin pad of Kidd. Comes free. Sent up ahead by Normore. That will be deflected inside the Weeks bench for another whistle. There's a late hit on Cameron from Munden, and here we go, a few extracurriculars. Weeks not like that late shove on the rookie Cameron. Not much separating these two benches here at the Sportsplex. Just a sheet of glass. As there's a bit of a delay before we drop the puck. Linesman and referee trying to decide where they want to drop it. There's Sim against Bryan. Two rookie draft eligible players who will surely go high in their drafts. Not sure if Sim will go to the OHL or the Q. Both his brothers and his dad played in the OHL, so it's up to him, I think, where he wants to go. Any team in any league would be happy to have number 14 in their lineup. As that puck's going to come free for Frazier. Duffy takes over. Duffy shot towards the goal, but he's sticked away. Liam Duffy had a great season for the Subs. His rookie year, he'll also be a high consideration in the QMJHL draft coming up in Halifax in June. Here's McQueen. His pass will be picked off. Here comes Conlon. Collins shot off the shoulder of Cole. That's a dangerous sniper. Liam Conlon had another good look there. There's another shot out to the whistle. McQueen and Frazier, a few words for each other. As I mentioned before, the physicality is only going to ramp up as these games go on in this best of 7. 5 minutes to go in the opening frame. It's 1-0 for the Weeks Majors here on the road in Game 1 of this best of 7 Round 2 series, Phil Herod Cup playoffs. So here's a point shot from McEachran will go wide. Played around the wall. It's going to come free on the boards. Smith with a chance to clear. That will just get past the blue line. Burcham will take a hit from Smith. That'll be poked free by McDonald. Here comes Matty McDonald. He'll play it inside the weak zone. Looking to go wide. Takes a hit along the wall. There's McIntosh. Turns it over. There's McLean. McLean shot will go off the pad of Sorrento. Rebound in the corner. Weeks will take over possession. Pass to the middle of the ice. Picked off. As here's Alistair McPhee. He'll go D-to-D over to Poplinski. Poplinski will play it off a stick of Smith and inside the zone. Sorrento out to play it. Here's Burcham. Burcham has the puck behind his own net. He'll slow things down as he has Smith in on the forecheck. Burcham will try and stretch a pass. That will be an icing call. Normore there to touch it up. Four minutes remaining now in the opening frame of the first game of the series. Face-off will be to the blocker side of Jared Sorrento, playing his second year of U18 hockey. Got cut from this very team, so you know he wants to beat them again in the playoffs, just like last season. As these two teams did meet last year in round 2 as well. Weeks won that series en route to the finals. There's a hit along the wall. That was going to be played down the ice. Cole out to play it. Leaves it for his defender. It's going to come free. Cycled back by Burgess. Here comes Ben Henry for the Subs. So he'll chip it up the wall. Picked off by Cameron. His clear attempt will go off a skate. Here's Eisner. Over to Sullivan. Sullivan with his head up the ice will send it in deep as he crosses the red line at center. Back to retrieve it is Normore. He'll go up the wall. Finds Owen Sparks. Sparks can't handle the pass. As we'll get it right back. Pass over to Tremblay. Tremblay will chip it in the zone. Takes a hit from Sullivan. As there's a rebound chance off the side of the net from Henry. Pugsley will collect it off the wall. Gets by Sam Ryan. Cole Pugsley loses his footing in neutral ice, but gets right back up. Pugsley over to Green. Green will fan on the shot as Normore was right there in front looking to block it. As that little boomerang gets around the wall. Lawrence Williams has a shot go. That will be deflected. Good look there in front, but off the stick. Subs looking to clear. That will bounce off a stick. Glove down. Here's Croft. Gets through Munden. He'll play it over to Green and will chip it into the zone. 2:40 to go here in the opening frame. Here's Henry. Over to Liam Duffy. Duffy will try and stretch a pass up ahead. Finds Munden. Here comes Chase Munden. Shot. Scores! The leading scorer in the regular season has just tied this game. It's 1-1 here late in the opening frame. Munden off a great stretch pass from Liam Duffy in his own corner. This game is tied. Great shot past the blocker's side low of Serendo. And we're all knotted up at once here in game 1 of this best of 7 series. Subaru fans are alive and well now. Here comes Nate Kidd the other way, looking to respond. Kidd has a lane, might be a 2-on-1 with Croft. Kidd puts the brakes on, looking for a trailer. Well defended. Good back check from the Subs. They had numbers the other way. Here comes Tremblay, drops it off for Ryan. Pass towards the goal, tic-tac, goal! Subaru, 2 quick ones. Tremblay finishes it off. Tremblay with some words to the week's bench. Back-to-back quick ones for the Subaru. Tremblay finished it off. The tic-tac-toe. It is loud here at this Aspen Sportsplex. Just as we expected. Subarus, 2 quick ones. They take the lead here late in the first period, exactly 2 minutes to go. As there's a hit in front of the Subs bench, they want to call. Cameron takes the puck. Cameron up for Sim. That's going to bounce its way into the Subaru zone. Cole will play to the wall. Comes free out the turnovers. Frazier up ahead for Sim. Sim shallow. Rebound kept out by Cole. What a save with a pad. Here's Cameron. Cameron shot through the screen, blocked in front. And that will be cleared down the ice. Foot race for the puck. Cameron looking to get there first as McDonald beats it out. Good hustle from number 27, the rookie. As that puck will come free. Here's Sim. He'll look to clear. As he'll get the puck right back on his stick. The pace slowing down here a bit. Here's Sim. Over to Sullivan. Picked off by Max Bryan. Bryan will back him one towards the goal. It's going to be blocked and go wide of the net. As Cameron will collect it. Takes a hit in the corner from Bryan. As Sim will collect the puck. Here comes Ewan Sim, 1-on-2. Will try and send it in deep. Takes a hit again from big number 22. That's Max Bryan laying the boom for the Subs. Weeks have the puck inside the final 60 seconds of the first. McKenzie will play it on goal. Cole will corral it off the funny hop and he'll freeze play. You gotta love playoff hockey, folks. Doesn't get much better than this. What a first period this has been so far. Weeks looked to be in control here early on, but the Subarus came back late with 2 quick ones. Chase Munden and Travis Tremblay with the goals for the Subs. There's a face-off inside the Steele Subaru end. Normore will play it off the face-off, went up for Munden. Munden gets tangled up with Williams, who will play it back in deep. Normore back to retrieve it. 30 seconds to go in the first. As that pass will be no icing. Takes a deflection off a stick on the way through. Williams will collect the puck from his goaltender. Up for McIntosh. McIntosh looking for the puck. Munden on the forecheck. Causes havoc. Comes free on the blue line. McIntosh with 20 seconds to go in the period will play it back for Williams. Williams up for White. White drops it for McIntosh. Here's McIntosh. 10 seconds to go. Last chance for the Weeks in this period. Shot will go off the stick and to the wall. And that's going to make its way to the blue line, and that is going to do it for the opening 20 minutes. And what a first period it was here in Game 1. Subs had the lead heading into the break. You're watching the High Button Sports coverage of the 2026 Phil Herod Cup playoffs. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back inside the Zasman Sportsplex. You're watching High Button Sports coverage of the Phil Herod Cup playoffs, round 2, game 1. Steele Subaru hosting the week majors. It's 2-1 after 20 minutes. The Weeks open the scoring on the power play off the stick of Ethan Frazier, his 4th of the playoffs. That made it 1-0, and then 2 quick ones at the end of the frame. Chase Munden continues his incredible season for the Steele Subaru. He scored past the blocker side of Sorrento to tie the game. And then moments later, it was Travis Tremblay off a great passing play, finished off the tic-tac-toe. And it is a 2-1 score. The rink is filling up here. A lot of seats here at the Sportsplex. A lot of them have people in them, whether it be scouts, family members, fans, or anything in between. Everyone wants to watch playoff hockey, and I don't blame them one bit. It'll be Kidd against Bryan once again for the opening draw, and we are underway. 20 fresh minutes on the board. It's game number 1 of round 2 of the best-of-7 series, as the Wakes are looking to take away home ice advantage from the Subaru. Here's a pass in front, just goes wide. A good early look there from the Subs, as Cameron will take the puck. He'll try and clear, as we're going to be whistled down for a hand pass. You can see the referee making the signal with his hand over neutral ice. Jack Cameron, the rookie draft-eligible defenseman, making his return to the Weeks lineup. He was unavailable for round 1, as he got an assist on the opening marker for the week, so he's fitting in seamlessly back inside the Weeks lineup on the blue line. He's out there right now with Captain Sullivan, as he picks the puck off the face-off win over to Sullivan. Henry intercepts it. Up for Tremblay. He'll chip it into the zone. Last man back is Sullivan. He'll go up the wall for Cameron. Cameron gets tangled up on the wall. Comes free up top for Henry. Here's Ben Henry. Plays it over. Here's a shot from Normore, covered up by Sorrento. Off the point. Stifter's shot, looking for that deflection in front. That will freeze play. 2 quick whistles. Just about 40 seconds into the second period. Weeks to make changes. So will the Subaru. Of course, line matching is very pivotal in the playoffs at this level. The home team, of course, gets the last change. They're looking to get who they want out there against the opposition. It'll be the McDonald line against the White line. That seems to be the matchup so far in game 1. This is Poplinski's shot from the point. Look off the pad. Poplinski loves to shoot that puck, and he scores some big goals. He led the league in scoring for a defenseman with over 40 points. As he has not been drafted to the queue, but I'm sure he's got lots of scout attentions this season with his play. I'd love to have him on my team. As here's McKenzie. He'll play the puck behind his own net. Up the wall looking for McIntosh. Can be picked up by McPhee, who came pinching down the wall. One thing about the Steele Subaru is they love to send their defensemen in off the pinches. They play an aggressive style of hockey. They're dogs in the forecheck, the K9 unit as they call themselves here in the playoffs. That's going to be sent down the ice. The Weeks are looking for a too-many-men call against the Subs. Here comes Bircham. Nick Bircham has the puck. So he'll get his stick lifted by Smith. Comes free. McCackern back to play for the Weeks. Pass to the middle. Will be picked off as McPhee will send it in deep. Here's McCackern looking over for Bircham. He'll play it up the head. Puck bouncing in neutral ice. Munden will corral it. Plays it back in his own zone. Here's Chase Munden. Scored the first goal for the Subarus in this game. As Sorrento out to play it, he'll go back in at the wall. Picked off by Carver. He'll play it back in deep. He finds Sam Ryan. Ryan, the Mooseheads draft pick, will try and work it on the forecheck. Comes free by net for Carver. Carver played up to the blue line. Finds Liam Duffy. DDD pass for Lands. Here's Lands. Shot through the screen off the pad. Rebounds in the slot. Bertram looking to clear it, as that will be sent up ahead as Conlon will take over. Here comes Leon Conlon, takes it wide. Conlon puts the brakes on, looking for a trailer, sent towards the goal. That's going to go off the stick in front and wide as Sim will take over. Here's Sim towards the middle for Conlon. Conlon will spin and fire one wide of the net, as that will boomerang its way up the wall for Sullivan. Sullivan pass across for Conlon, looking to one-touch that one in the slot, but couldn't get enough juice on that one, as Carver will take ahead as he makes the play up the ice. A lot of physicality in this game so far. Here's McCackern, as he'll try and chip it up ahead, but off the shin pad of the linesman. Comes free for Swain. Taken over. Here comes Max Bryan. Bryan will turn it over off the stick of McCackern. Over to Sullivan. Sullivan up ahead, picked off. As Scott will make the headman pass up for Sparks. Sparks looking to find Munden streaking towards the goal. That will miss his stick. As here's Brian in the corner. Puck will come loose. Here's Sullivan. Plays it back from McEachran. He'll rim it around the wall. That'll get past, but Punks get the blue line. Here comes Frazier. Frazier doesn't have anyone with him, so he'll go for a change. Scotland picks up the puck. Up ahead for Sparks. Sparks will backhand one in the zone. Takes a hit from Sullivan in the process. Here's Lorando. He'll go forehand up the wall. Makes his way to the blue line for Scotland. He'll chip it in deep. Scotland finds Burgess. As that pass will find Bryan. Here's Max Bryan looking to someone on goal. That will just sail wide. As that will make its way out of the zone. Might be a 2-on-1, but Scotland gets back in time to prevent that. As his clear attempt will go off a shin pad. Sent up ahead. Here come the Subs. There's a nice move on the backhand. Forehand! Stopped by Sorrento. As that was a good look there from Smith. Looking to extend the Subs lead, but Sorrento with the pad shuts the door. As the pass picked off. Here comes Matty McDonald. Scores! Off the turnover. Matty McDonald goes top shelf. It's 3-1. McDonald, second goal of the playoffs, 10th point for the rookie, number 27, having himself a heck of a postseason. When the lights are bright, McDonald seems to shine just a bit brighter as he has just extended the Subs' lead. Tough turnover there by the Weeks inside their own zone. Ends up in the back of their own net. Here's Kidd up the turnover. As they're announcing McDonald's goal. It was unassisted because he took the turnover. That's going to be cycled back for Jack Cameron. Cameron looking to stretch a pass. He'll send it in deep. As that will be an icing call against the Weeks. 15.5 to go in the second. Matty McDonald just sniped one to make it 3-1. Subs with 3 unanswered goals here in game number 1 of this best of 7 series. Face off. One back by the Weeks. Cameron will look to clear as the Weeks just iced the puck. As Land back to retrieve in his own zone. He'll fire it up the wall on the opposite side as Carver takes a hit by Nate Kidd. That's going to be sent in deep. Here's Munden back to retrieve it, looking to center it. That's going to be picked off by Croft. Croft will play it back for Bircham. Nicholas Bircham has the puck for the Weeks. He'll get the run line and send it in deep. That'll bounce off the boards. Right back to retrieve it are the Subaru. There's a stretch pass up ahead for Munden. That's how he scored his first goal off a play just like that. As Sullivan will get to the puck first behind his own net. Makes the play up for Kidd. Kidd gets past the defender. Weeks have numbers, 3-on-2. Kidd takes it wide, looking to go towards the goal. It's going off a stick of McPhee. Here come the Subs the other way. Munden will take over. Munden will send it into the zone. Sorrento out to play it. Sorrento will hesitate and then makes the play. He could move there. There's a hit on the goaltender. And that's fair game, folks. Or I guess not. That's going to be a penalty. Interference is the call. Sam Ryan on the forecheck. Goalie interference. I thought they were going to let that one go. I didn't see an arm go up originally, but it was the referee on the far side who made the decision to call that a penalty. So goalie interference. Chance here for the Weeks to cut this lead in half. They're down by 2. Sim, Conlon, Williams, Cameron, and Frazier are out there for this man advantage. Just like the first power play, they were unsuccessful in their first attempt. Oh, no, they did score. So here's Williams. That's going to be attempted to be cleared, but Williams, that's out of the air, and that will be deflected out of play.
If you'd like to take your Tip the Tap 50/50 tickets, your winning number 416-4302.
So the Weeks are 1 for 1 on the power play so far tonight. They're looking to get another one here to cut into this lead. That's going to be cleared down the ice by Max Bryan. Cameron, last man back. He has McQueen on the forecheck. As that will be played behind the net. Comes free for Frazier. Ethan Frazier will play it back towards the opposite corner for Sim. Ewan Sim has the puck on the power play for the Weeks Majors. They're down by 2 here in game 1 of this best of 7 round 2 series. Sim drops off for Frazier, looking to return in front. That's going to be picked off. And looking to clear, kept in at the line, played down low. Here's Sim looking to get past Duffy. Duffy will recollect it, and this time he will be able to clear it. Here's Cameron. 1:05 to go on the power play. Cameron will play it back to McKenzie as a new unit comes out there for the Weeks. McKenzie drops it off for Sim. That's going to be sent out of the zone. Comes free. Tanner back to retrieve it. He'll fake the pass and hold on to it. Tanner sends it over to Burcham. Burcham leads the rush for the Weeks. Has the puck in neutral ice. He'll take it wide on the far side. Drops it off of the line. That's going to be whistled down for offside. Approaching the 7-minute mark of the second period. The Weeks are still in the power play. They're down by a pair. Poplinski, McDonald, Sparks, and Scotland out there for this penalty kill. McKenzie, Tanner, Burcham, Kidd, and Croft to the 5 on the ice for the Weeks. Here's Burcham. Will play it in around the wall. Takes a hit on the boards from Sparks. As that puck will be cleared to neutral ice. Back to retrieve it is Jaden Croft. He'll look up ice before he picks up the puck. Croft with 25 seconds of power play time. Holds on to the puck. Has it in neutral ice. Croft will send it in deep as he enters the zone. Cole out to play it. He'll go up the boards. Finds Poplinski. It's going to be kept in by Kidd. Kidd over to Burcham. Burcham sends it down low. Back up top. Burcham has it again. Looking to find Kidd. With good anticipation. McDonald, the blue line. There's a turnover pass in front. Tipped on goal. Cole with the pad. Keeps it out. There's another pass for Kidd. That'll hop over his stick. Burcham finds it. He'll let a shot go wide. As McKenzie will chip it down low for Croft. We're back to 5 apiece. Subs kill off the penalty. As Ryan out of the box will lay a hit in the forecheck. Centering pass will be picked off and McDonald. He'll clear the zone. Back to retrieve it is McKenzie as the puck. Played in the middle, picked off on McLean. Hunter McLean will chip it into the zone. And on the forecheck is McLean. He'll take a hit on the wall, using his big frame to shield the puck. Plays in the middle for Burgess. Burgess fans on it. Chance either way. That's going to be another penalty against the Subs. Here comes Kidd with the puck. Delayed call is Sereno head of the bench. 6 on 5. And that's going to be touched up and whistled down once again. Another scrum after the whistle blew. Tripping is the call, pretty obvious one in neutral ice to make. So another good look here for the Weeks. Looking to cut into this lead as Burgess, the guilty party, will head to the box for the Subs. You're watching the Phil Herrick Cup playoffs here on Highbutton Sports. Frazier in for the draw. The first unit back out there for Kyle McEachran and Co., the head coach. That's going to be cleared down the ice. There's Jack Cameron. Has an assist tonight in his return to the lineup. Makes a move. Cameron will put the brakes on the wall. Sends it in deep. Finds Conlon. Played back for Cameron on the half wall. Back in front. That will just skim through the crease. Stays out. Here's Williams. That will be intercepted and sent down the ice. Sereno out to play it. He'll corral the puck. Leaves it for Cameron. Jack Cameron. Fakes one way and then eventually goes that way over to Sim. Sim trying to get by Scotland. That's going to be poked free. Here's Conlon. Conlon shot low. Comes free. Here's Sim. Shot blocked in front by Brian. Good look there, but good block with the shin pad. It's going to be kept into the line. Here's Cameron. Cameron makes a move. Shot low. Blocked again. Another chance sent through the crease. Up and high. That's going to come free. Here comes Carver, shorthanded. Carver towards the goal as a lane shot kept out. Rebound saved as well by Sereno. Still 3-1. Here's a pass through the middle, picked off by number 2, Poplinski. He'll enter the zone. We'll go wide left. Poplinski looking to center. This going to go off a shin pad and wide of the net. As the Weeks will slow things down the power play. 30 seconds to go in the man advantage. McKenzie will take over. McKenzie over to Burcham. Burcham has the puck on the far side, enters the zone. He'll drop it off for Kidd. Kidd takes a hit from Sparks on the wall. Comes free. Here's Croft. Croft will hold on to it at the top of the zone, makes a move. Croft shot blocked again. Here's another chance towards the goal, sticked up high. The puck is bouncing. That will be corralled by the Subs. They'll look to clear, and that will get past the blue line. Here comes Sparks with the puck shorthanded. Sparks shot will go off the blocker, and that will sail out of play. Still 3-1. Here at the Zasman Sportsplex as we just passed the halfway mark, which should take us into our TV timeout. So we're halfway through regulation. We'll be right back after the break.
Thank their sponsors.
Welcome back inside the Zasman Sportsplex. The first half of regulation has gone to the Subs. It's 3-1 for them as of right now. They are currently shorthanded, but not for long as we're back to 5 apiece. There's McDonald down low. Centering pass as Burgess out of the penalty box looking for the one-timer in front off the pass from Bryan. Here's McPhee up top over to Henry. Henry lets a slap shot go through the screen. Serrano tracks it through the barrage in front, and he'll make the save. A little bit of a scrum in front of the net once again. There's been lots of that in this game, and it will only continue to multiply as the series goes along. Both teams make changes. Sim line back out there for the Weeks. They'll oppose the Bryan McQueen-Burgess line. This seems to be the matchup that Marty King wants, as he has the last change for the first 2 games of the series. Here's Sullivan up for Frazier. That's going to be chipped up ahead. Loose puck. Swinging against Henry. Henry will get there first as he'll look to make a play. Burgess finds it. Up for McQueen. McQueen will chip it off the boards. Glove down by McEachran. McEachran takes a hit on the wall. That's going to come free. Here is Henry. Pass up for McQueen. He'll try and center it. Finds Bryan. Nice move. Bryan on towards the goal. Kept out. Rebound. Save by Serrano. That's a big stop. That's going to be sent in deep. Here's Bryan. Bryan towards the goal off the side of the net. What a move by Bryan in tight to make the defender fall. There's a chance either way. Loose puck. Burgess looking to get back first. Has Frazier on the forecheck. There's a hit on the corner. Here's McQueen. Great action here at the Sportsplex in game 1. Henry finds it. Up the wall. Subs in the clear. Nice move by McQueen to corral the puck hole. Played in deep. 8.5 to go in the second period. Here's Burgess. He'll play it up to the point, but Subs are changing, so nobody was there to collect the pass. As Conlon looking to get on the forecheck, he can't get it past Normore. Sent up ahead. Ryan into the zone. Burcham against Carver for the loose puck. Comes free. Here's McEachran. Up the wall. Kept in by Lance as there's a hit behind the play. Centering pass picked off by Burcham. Pass finds Conlon. Here comes Liam Conlon. He'll chip it into the zone, takes a hit in the process. That will slow him up trying to get to the puck. Normore finds Sam Ryan. Ryan up the wall for Munden. He gets his stick lifted. Can't get the puck. From the Weeks the other way. That's going to be turned over. Ryan inside the zone. Gets to the puck. Ryan towards the middle. Munden couldn't get that one on net as he's on his backhand. There's a shot blocked by Land. Here comes Nate Kidd looking for the loose puck, but Normore will get there first. Good battle for that loose puck. Here's Croft. Jaden Croft along the wall. We'll try and get it in deep as that's going to be picked off. Here comes a chance the other way. Is looking to spring a pass. Here's McQueen. McQueen over for Munden. Munden wanted the one-timer. Couldn't get in his wheelhouse as his pass will go through the slot area, but nobody can pick it up. That's going to be turned over. Here's Ryan. Sam Ryan looking for an option. Plays it into the wall. About 7 minutes remaining here in the second period. Subs have a 2-goal lead here in game 1 of this round 2 series. Scotland takes the pass. Here's Scotland looking for the tip in front, but it just goes past the stick of Ryan. He worked in deep. Weeks had the puck. Here's McEachran. McEachran looking for a lane as the Subs are changing. McDonald on the forecheck. McEachran gets by him. He'll chip it ahead. Weeks have numbers. Here's McEachran. He'll go skate to stick, looking to collect the puck. It's going to be a penalty on the play once again. It will go against the Subaru. That's 3 straight calls against the boys in blue. Looks like McLean gets the hooking call against him. So at some point you got to think this week's power play will strike again. You can't give them too many opportunities on the man advantage. This will be their 4th on the night. They scored in their first one to open the scoring, but they have been 0-4 since. 1 for 4 overall. 6.5 to go here in the second. Here's Williams. Up for Cameron. Cameron back for Williams. Williams looking for a lane. Plays it back up top. Cameron over to Williams again. Williams towards the middle. Here's Frazier. Rebound. Cleared away. That's going to be sent down the ice by McDonald. Sorrento out to play the puck from behind his own net. Leaves it for Jack Cameron. Cameron. Up through the middle. It's going to be off the stick of Williams. So lose it at neutral ice. And on the forecheck of the Subs, they dump it in again. Cameron. Up for Williams. He finds Frazier. Frazier. He gets not off the puck, but Sim finds it. Here's Ewan Sim. We'll let a shot go. It's going to be deflected up and out of play, which will freeze things. 1:20 to go in the Subs power play inside the final 6 minutes of the second. You're watching the Phil Herod Cup playoffs here on High Button Sports. Max and Islanders playing over at the Forum. It's 4-2 right now in the third for the Max. 2 great series. Only 4 teams remain here in the Phil Herod Cup playoffs. Here's a DDD pass. Kidd takes it again. Here's a pass in the middle. Tanner shot, rebound, glove down by Cole. As the Weeks were working that puck in the middle of the ice in that bumper spot, Tanner let one rip off the pass from Kidd. Croft against Bryan for the face-off to the blocker side of Will Cole. Puck hits the ice. It's going to be blown down right away. We'll have to redo that one. Croft against Bryan will take the draw once again. 1:04 remaining on the power play. One back with the Sioux. Poplinski will try and clear. That will kept in by Kidd. Nate Kidd. Play to the wall for Pugsley. Tanner fumbles it. Poplinski will take over in the corner. You're not moving him. As here's Croft. Battle ensues. Once again, Poplinski will try and clear. Kept in by Kidd. There's Croft on the half wall. Croft up top for Kidd. That's going to escape the zone. As that'll be played over for Bircham. Bircham back for Kidd. Kidd will cycle back in his own zone. Just a few moments remaining on the Weeks power play. Here comes Kidd with some speed. He makes his way inside the offensive zone. Takes a hit behind the net from Poplinski. Here's Bircham. Bircham shot blocked by Bryan. That will ricochet its way out of the zone. Sparks finishes his hit on Bircham. That'll be dumped in. Cole out to play it. Last chance here for the Weeks in the power play. As that's going to be sent down. Bircham against Bryan for the loose puck as Bircham falls into the wall. As we're back to 5-on-5, here's Bryan behind the net. That's going to be a whistle as Bryan takes off the net as he was shoved into it. So the Weeks are now 1 for 4 on the power play. Still 3-1. Munden, Carver are out there with Lands, Scotland, and Sam Ryan. White, Pugsley, McEachran, Sullivan, and McKenzie out there for the Weeks. Here's Sullivan with the puck, playing his 3rd year of U18 hockey. The captain will send it in deep. Puck comes free out of the corner. Chipped off the glass by Ryan, comes free. Munden on the forecheck. Sullivan will get there first, plays it up the wall. McEachran looking for White. It's going to be picked off by Ryan. About 4 minutes remaining here in the second. Still 3-1. Here come the Weeks looking to get into this lead. There's a shot from White that'll be deflected up and out of play. 4:01 remaining in the second. A few words from both sides behind the net of Will Cole. McKenzie, Comlin, Green, Sim, and Williams out there for this ozone face-off. The Subaru will counter with Smith, McDonald's, and McLean alongside McPhee and Henry. Green against McDonald for the face-off. It's going to be one back. Here's Williams. We'll play it down low, looking for the pass up top for Green. Comes free in the slot, poked free. Here comes Smith. Smith will take it wide towards the middle. He'll draw a penalty. Holding is the call, so the Subarus head of the power play. Out comes Tremblay, Carver, Normore, McQueen, and Scotland. Those are the five out there for the Subs. White against McQueen for the draw. One back to the line. Here's Normore. He'll make his way to the middle. Over McQueen. McQueen cross ice. Finds Scotland. Scotland makes his way down the wall into the corner. Back up top. Here's Normore, the blue line. Over to McQueen on the opposite wall. McQueen. Back for Normore up top. Normore's shot will be blocked in front. White looking to clear. Kept in by number 23 in blue, Sullivan. Looking for the puck down low. 2-on-2 develops as White finds it out of the scrum. Kept in at the line. Normore. Over to Scotland. Over across for McQueen. That's going to be tipped on goal if the shot just goes wide. Here's Tremblay. Sent towards the net. It's going to be covered up by Sorrento with the blocker. .309 remaining in the period. 1:21 to go on the Williams penalty. You're watching the Phil Herod Cup playoffs here on High Button Sports. Game 1 of this best of 7 series, and here in round 2, the winner will go to the finals against the winner of the Cape Breton West Halifax series. Both game 1s are going on right now. Here's Sim. He'll look to clear, and he will do so successfully. That's going to retrieve the puck is Normore. He'll take a hit from Frazier. Normore still has the puck for the Subs. Played up ahead. Here comes Oliver Scotland. Scotland enters his own on the far side as that will come free. Here is Carver. Drops it for Tremblay. Tremblay will walk in and shoot off the pad. Rebound up top. Here's Normore. Blocked. Doesn't make its way on net. Good block in front in the slot area as Weeks of the clear, and that will be sent down the ice. 40 seconds to go on the power play for the Steele Subaru. Here's Sam Ryan. New unit comes out there for Marty King and company. Here's McPhee on the right side. Puts the brakes on. He's enters the zone. McPhee has it up top. Over to Poplinski. Poplinski looking for a lane. Shoots one towards the slot. Looking for the sifter. Here's McPhee up top. Down low. Looking for Ryan. That's going to hop over his stick. Battle ensues in the corner. There's a hit along the wall. Arm stays down. 3-on-3 down low. Puck comes free out the corner. Played up top for McPhee. McPhee will chip it off the boards as we're back to 5 apiece. 1:45 remaining in the period. There's McPhee up top. McPhee shot through the screen will just be sent wide. Hit a body on its way through. Williams against Munden for the loose puck. Comes free at the line, and that will be sent down the ice. McPhee back to retrieve it. No icing on the play. Here's McPhee touching a pass up for Ryan. Up ahead as Brian will take it on the corner. Brian makes a move on the wall. Has the puck down low. Up top for Land. One-timer tipped. Rebound cleared away by Cameron in the corner. 1:15 remaining in the second. Here's Croft. Backhand through the middle. Glove down by Brian. A look to make a play. He finds Ryan. Ryan looking up by the defender. Shot will go wide of the net. Approaching the last minute of play here in the second. And there it is. As Sorrento plays the puck. There's Jack Cameron. Will chip it through the neutral ice. Puck is bouncing inside the Subaru zone. Here's McLean over to Land. Land. Pass to the middle. It will be corralled by Cameron. 40 seconds remaining in the period. Here's Croft. Up ahead looking for Kidd. That's going to be picked off. Here comes McDonald the other way. Matty McDonald has the puck and the shot will go into the body of Sorrento. 32 seconds remaining in the period. A little bit of a scrum in front of the net. Great crowd on hand on both sides. Subaru lead by 2 here in game 1. They'll drop the puck to the left side of Sorrento. Sim line back out there against the Matty McDonald line this time. As they'll kick out Sim from the draw. In comes Frazier. Puck dropped. Played back in deep by McLean. Out to play to Sorrento. We'll leave it for Sullivan. A little bit of a miscommunication there. Puck came free, but Weeks get it right back. Here's Conlon. Liam Conlon will get the red line and play it in deep. 15 seconds to go in the period. Here's Normore. Pass will be intercepted. Puck is bouncing as the Subs get it right back. 10 seconds remaining. Nice move. Here comes Burgess. There's a pass towards the goal. Kept out. Blocker save from Sorrento. And that is going to do it. Good stop there from the Weeks netminder at the end of the period. Keeps it 3-1. You're watching the Phil Herod Cup playoffs here on High Button Sports. We'll take another break as Zamboni will head to the ice. Third period coming up after the intermission. Welcome back inside the Joseph Zassman Sportsplex here in downtown Dartmouth. You're watching round 2, game 1 of the best of 7 series in the Phil Hare Cup playoffs. Weeks and Subarus here on Highbun Sports. The Weeks opened the scoring back in the first period. Ethan Frazier scored his 4th of the playoffs in the power play. But then 2 quick goals from Chase Munden and Travis Tremblay made it 2-1 after the opening frame. In the second period, just the 1 goal. It came on the Sub side as they made it 3-1. It was Matty McDonald continuing his great playoffs, his 10th point in this being his 4th game. He scored off the turnover top shelf. That's your story so far. Weeks down by a pair here on the road in game 1, looking to make things a bit more interesting. As we Brian against Kidd for the face-off once again at center ice for the 3rd consecutive time to open the period. And we are underway now in the final frame of regulation here in game 1. As over in Halifax at the Forum, the Macs have a 2-goal lead over the Islanders late in that game. As there's a hit to open up the period. There's been lots of that in this game so far, and it will only continue to progress as this series extends. Here's Sullivan. Over to Cameron. Jack Cameron making his return to the lineup. He has an assist in his first game back. In about a month and a half, he got hurt before the ice jam, and that was, I guess, about 2 months ago. So it's been a while for Cameron. He's back there on the ice, and he's been playing good. Here comes Kidd. We'll drop it for Croft on the near side wall on the entry. 45 seconds have gone here in the 3rd period. Subs take over. Here comes Ryder McQueen. He has the puck through the middle. McQueen will hold on to the puck and let the shot go. Rebound at the pad. It's still loose. Here's a chance for Tremblay. Stopped by Serrando. Here's McPhee. McPhee shot through the screen to be gloved down by Serrando. And there'll be no rebound. There's a shove in front of the net as Brian right there in the crease as he gets tangled up in front with Williams. Williams definitely shoved Brian into the net, but he made no effort to get out of the way. That's the kind of style you'll see from number 22 in blue, Max Bryan, one of the top draft-eligible forwards in this province. That's a lot of the bench. Sam Ryan's line will head out there against Sim. And his line, puck dropped. Here comes Frazier for the Weeks. Might be a odd man rush the other way. Conlon takes the puck wide. Conlon puts the brakes on. Pass towards the goal. Looking in front for Frazier. Couldn't connect on that one. Good look there for the Weeks, looking to cut into this lead. Here's a pass in front, one-timer. That will be fanned on in front by Frazier. A couple of good looks there from the Weeks' leading scorer. Here's Munden. Will take it wide, takes a bump along the wall, but gets the better of that exchange. Here's Burcham. Nick Burcham. Over to McEachran. McEachran loses the puck as Calvin Carver picks his pocket. Comes free up top for Duffy. DDD pass. There's a sifter shot from Land. It'll be gloved down from Serrando. Name of the game for the Subaru this season has been the heavy forecheck. They constantly turn pucks over with their physicality and speed. The 3rd goal for them came from just that. They turned the puck over. Matty McDonald scored off a turnover to make it 3-1. Expect lots like that in this series. Puck hits the ice. One back as Land couldn't hold the line. Forced to retreat back in neutral ice. He'll go D-to-D over to Duffy. Duffy takes a hit from Tanner inside his own bench. There's Land through the middle for McLean. Chipped in the zone. Comes free for Cameron. Cameron toe drag to neutral ice. That will be picked up by Matty McDonald. He'll send it into the zone. Here's Sullivan. As his pass will be picked up by Hunter McLean. He'll pass off a skate. From the Weeks now. Weeks looking for Tanner. It's McIntosh. That'll be played in deep. Land back to retrieve it. Up the wall for McLean. McLean through the middle of the ice as Sullivan had that go off his skate. As Smith will collect it and send it in deep. Sullivan. DDD pass finds Cameron. Cameron up through the middle. There's a hit on White on the forecheck. As that will be played through the middle of the ice. Weeks are changing. Here's the captain, Poplinski. He'll throw it down, looking for a stretch pass. Hits a funny hop on the way through. Ryan couldn't collect it. It's Serrando at the play to go backhand at the wall from McEachran. He finds Eisner. Eisner Over to Green. Green loses it. Sent up for Williams, who will play it back towards the Sub zone. Here's Poplinski. Poplinski will send it in deep. Sorrento out to play it. Sparks will intercept it. Sparks takes a hit along the wall from Williams, as Williams will take the puck up ice for the week's majors. Here comes Lawrence Williams, the top rookie defender in the league in the regular season. He has the puck. Williams towards the middle. Good back check from Scotland as he dives down, defending that pass. Here's a one-timer. Green fought off by Cole. Rebounds bouncing in the slot. That will be cleared past the blue line. Williams back to retrieve it. He'll play it over the partner for McKenzie as he'll take a hit from Sparks after dumping it in. Owen Sparks has done nothing but hit bodies this game. Here's Poplinski behind his own net. Big number 2 in blue has the puck. Play to the wall. Sent down the ice, and that will be icing against the Steele Subaru, so they can't change. Scotland forced to stay out there. He'll take a quick breath before heading back on the ice. 16:05 remaining here in the third. It's a 2-goal lead for the Subs here in game 1 of this second round series. Here's McDonald. He'll chip it off the wall and go for a change. And they come free for Burgess. This time it makes its way all the way inside the week's end. Sorrento plays upon the net. Burcham has the puck. He'll lead the rush for the Weeks. Nearly loses it. Good forecheck once again from Bryan. Frees up the puck as McQueen will take over and take a hit as well from Burcham. Here's McEachran. Up the wall, finds Swain. That'll hop over his stick. Henry will one-time it back into the zone. Here's Max Bryan. Takes it off the boards towards the goal. Bryan takes a hit there as he was right in the train tracks for Kidd. Here's McPhee. Shot will be blocked. Here comes Nate Kidd the other way after blocking the shot. Pass up ahead. Here's Croft all alone on the backhand. Kept out by Cole. Rebound in the corner. Here's Croft through the middle. Couldn't find Cameron. Good interception from Tremblay as he'll play it off the wall to himself. Tremblay will go off the glass. That'll make its way down the ice, and that will be icing. Croft was all alone off the stretch pass for the breakaway. Couldn't beat Cole, as he made the save with the pad. Subarus will ice the puck once again. Out comes the top line for the week. Sim, Conlon, and Frazier heading out there against a tired Subaru squad as Bryan will slowly make his way to the face-off circle. Or actually, McQueen will take the face-off. It's going to be one back for the Subs. Here's Tremblay. Tremblay will flick it through the middle of the ice as Conlon will glove it down. Comes free from McQueen as we're inside the first 5 minutes of the third period. Here's Bryan. Bryan will enter the zone wide, takes a move. Bryan will center it over to Tremblay. That's a skate. Doesn't make its way over to number 16, his intended recipient. There's a pass across from Conlon that will make its way down the ice, and that will be icing this time against the Weeks. So the Subs will make changes. Munden line will head out there. Sim line will be forced to stay out off the icing. 14.5 remaining here in the third of game 1. Puck hits the ice. Scrum draw comes free for Cameron. Cameron up for Conlon. Leaves it for Sim. 2-on-2 as Sim trying to get by the defender. That puck will come free for Carver. He'll chip it down the ice. Comes free for McKenzie in his own zone. Here's McKenzie. Up the wall. Comes free for Munden, who will send it right back in deep. Here's Cameron. Jack Cameron. The rookie defenseman will go over to McEachran. Through the middle, picked off. Here's Carver over. Looking for the one-timer was Ryan on the back door. Another turnover from the Weeks in their own zone caused by that Subaru forecheck. Here comes Cameron. Up for Frazier. Looking to return it to Cameron, but it's going to be intercepted. As the Weeks will send it in deep and go for a change. As Land. His pass will be turned over. Here's Lawrence Williams now. Williams will get past the red line. Now the blue and shoot one in on goal. Cole makes the save. There's a hit behind the net after the whistle. Let's see what the Weeks will throw out here. Looks like there's going to be no changes on their side. Subaru will send the Manny McDonald line out for this face-off inside their own zone. McIntosh against McDonaldson for the draw to the blocker side of Cole. Puck dropped. One back with the Subaru. As it looked to clear, that's going to be played off the glass and into the netting, and that will stop play. Both benches don't budge. Same five will stay out there on each side. McDonald against McIntosh once again. One back by the Weeks is turned over. Smith will look to send the puck inside the zone. He will. Smith on the goal line, puts the brakes on, looking for an option. Played up top to the line, as that will be out of the zone. Sent in by Tanner. He'll take a hit from Duffy. Scotland back to retrieve it. He'll go up the wall. That'll bounce up. Comes free. Here's White. White shot will be blocked. Rebound comes free up top. One timer kept out. Rebound in the slot. It's still loose and eventually covered up by Cole. Great chance there for the Weeks to cut this lead in half, but Will Cole once again stands his ground. Approaching the halfway mark of the third. 13 minutes remaining here in game number 1. Weeks with the Nate Kidd line out there against Max Bryan. Another face-off inside the Subs zone to the blocker side of Cole. Weeks are pressing hard here as they're running out of time here in the third period, looking to tie the game. Subs have a 2-goal lead and they're looking to hold on to this one, as that'll be sent in deep. Here's Sullivan. Plays it for Cameron. Jack Cameron has Bryan, loses the puck. Here's a shot on. Scores! That heavy forecheck once again from the Subs. Max Bryan, the hardest forechecker of them all, finds the puck and buries it. Subs up by 3 here in the third period. Max Bryan continues to do what he has done all season long. Turn over pucks in the O-zone and score goals. 3-goal lead now for the Steele Subaru. As here's McPhee off the face-off win. Sent up ahead as Sharma takes a hit. Back comes free. Here's Bryan again. Bryan will take it in deep. Has the puck behind the net. Max Bryan cycles it low for Poplinski, who's pinching in. Play to the wall, as that will make its way to the middle. Here comes Swain for the Weeks. Swain, as Poplinski gets back just in time to prevent a scoring chance. Comes free. There's a shot that will go wide of the net. Might have hit a body on its way through, and that will go out of play. So Max Bryan, his 6th goal of the playoffs, his 10th point of the postseason overall, continues his dominance for the Subs in the postseason. What a player he is. You know he's going to be picked high in the upcoming draft. I'd take him on my team any day, that's for sure. Subs had the puck. Here's Normore up the wall looking for Sparks. Picked off. Percham has it. His pass will go off the shin pad of Normore. Weeks have it down low in the O-zone. Looking to get a goal here soon. There's a shot from Conlon that will be deflected out of play by Cole. 12:02 remaining. Subaru have just extended their lead here in the third. It's 4-1. Max Bryan with the goal. Ryan against Sim for the draw. It's going to come free on the wall inside the Subaru zone. Past the 8-minute mark of the third. Weeks are definitely running out of time now, looking to tie this game. They're down by 3. They need a quick one here and a few more after that. That's going to come free off the boards. McDonald will play it ahead. Comes free for Cameron. It's going to be a penalty on the play. Holding's the call. It will go against the captain, Sullivan, so the Weeks take a penalty. This will be the third opportunity for the Subs in the man advantage tonight. They are 0 for 2 so far. Scotland, Normore, McQueen, Carver, and Tremblay are the 5 on the ice for this man advantage. The Weeks will counter of White, McEachran, Bertram, and McKenzie. As puck will be cleared down the ice right off the face-off. Here's Normore, up for Carver. Calvin Carver has the puck as Scotland will play it up for Tremblay. Back for Scotland. Scotland puts the brakes on. Up top for Tremblay. Tremblay play to the middle. Finds Normore. Normore over for McQueen on the half wall. He'll make a move. Can't get by White. Comes free for McQueen. He'll look to get by McEachran. Played in deep as the Subaru player down the ice. Normore will touch it up and that will stop play. Subaru's wanting a penalty on that one. So we'll get the camera off the injured player. Max Bryan with a few words for the Weeks bench. He's calling their efforts embarrassing here in Game 1. You got to think that Bryan is under the skin of the whole entire Weeks team with that chirp. So injured player back to the Sue's bench. No need for the medical staff. That's a good sign. As McQueen has a few words as he enters the bench for the Weeks side. $11 minutes to go now in the third. It's a 3-goal game. Subs are on the power play. It's going to be sent in deep. Bryan on the forecheck. Watch out for that as Bertram and him get tangled up in the corner. As they're trying to dig it loose. Ryan and Bryan in on the forecheck with Munden. But that's going to come free off the stickers. McPhee over to Poplinski. Poplinski works it down low. Munden goes back up top for Poplinski. D-to-D over to McPhee. McPhee into the corner. Back up top as McPhee couldn't handle it clean. That will escape the zone. There's Alistair McPhee. Over to Poplinski. Sauce in the middle will be gloved down by Ryan. There's Sam Ryan with the puck for the Subs. Enters on the far side. Will chip it into the corner against Bertram. Comes free behind the net. Ryan will reverse hit McEachran in the wall. That's going to be kept in by McPhee, and that will just escape the zone, actually, as that will bounce over his stick. Here is Poplinski. Will work his way into the zone, finds Munden. Puck comes free, and then it will be cleared down the ice. 10 seconds to go on the Sullivan penalty. Subs have it behind their own net. As they look to slow things down here, and why not? They're up by 3 here as we just passed the halfway mark of the period. Here's Duffy. Duffy will lose the puck as he enters the zone. We're back to 5 apiece as Croft will play it up ahead, picked off. As Duffy takes the hit and sends it in deep. Here's Sorrento. Sorrento leads it behind the net for his defenseman. Played over to Williams in the corner. Here comes Lawrence Williams looking to lead the rush and lead his team to a comeback here late in the third. As that will be chipped into the zone. Here's Nate Kidd in the forecheck. Will take a run at Normore as that's going to come free in the slot. Puck is rolling for Williams to try and play it in deep. That will be whistled offside. And that will take us to the halfway break of the period. There's a shovel on the wall. Let's see a quick break up here in the booth. We'll be back for the second half of the third after the break. Back inside the Saskman Sportsplex. It's still 4-1 for the Subaru here in the third period. There's a shot on, glove down That will deflect out of play. Good look there from Jack Cameron in his return to the lineup. Can't beat the Moncton Wildcat product, Will Cole. As we're past the halfway mark of this final period of regulation, out comes McQueen, Tremblay, and Bryan for this D-zone draw. Kidd, Croft, and Pugsley will remain out there with Cameron and Sullivan for the Weeks. They could use a goal here soon. Looking to make this a more interesting finish. Here's Max Bryan. He scored the latest goal in this game, and there's a high hit on McQueen. That will surely draw a penalty. It's going to be played back. As delayed call, 6-on-5 as Bryan takes a hit as he's slow to get up as well. Bryan favoring his face. Might be another penalty on the play. Here comes Munden the other way. Munden makes a move towards the goal. That'll be kept out and eventually covered up. Let's see what will happen here. Two high hits on the weak side. Referees are discussing the play. Head contact is the call. Go against Pugsley. It looks like that'll be the only penalty. Four minutes for Pugsley, so a double minor against the Weeks. Things go from bad for worse for them here in the third. Out comes Tremblay, Normore, Scotland, Carver, and McQueen. So McQueen, who took that high hit right back on his feet and eligible for this power play. It's good to see if you're a Subs fan. And a hockey fan as well, because he's a great player to have out there and watch and enjoy his skill set. Puck is dropped, comes free for White. And that will be cleared down the ice. So Pugsley gets 4 minutes for head contact, so Weeks need to kill off a double minor. There's Normore. Out for Scotland, that will be poked off his stick, comes free for McEachran. McEachran will fire it towards the other side, but kept in by Carver. Carver up for Tremblay. Tremblay puts the brakes on, will hesitate on the pass up top, holds on to it, takes his space in the ice, as he'll look to make a play, picked off and sent down the ice by McIntosh. Will Cole out to play it. Drops it for Normore. Here come the Steele Subaru on the power play. Normore over to Scotland. Oliver Scotland will put the brakes on as he enters the zone. Has the puck up top. Gets by the defender, makes his way to the wall. Scotland up for Normore on the blue line. Normore over for McQueen, back for Normore. Normore loses the puck. Good forecheck by White, who will send it in deep. White, a great penalty killer for the Weeks. So here's McQueen. Ryder McQueen will gallop his way through neutral ice. Will take it wide. McQueen will get poked off the puck by Bertram as he had a good look there in front. That's going to be played into the blue line. Here's McPhee. Out to Poplinski. Watch out here. Poplinski's shot will be blocked. Bertram got in front of that one. He felt every single ounce of that puck. Here's McPhee. McPhee. Shot will be off the shoulder of Sorrento. As rebound will be played on goal. Bryan looking to dig it loose, and that will be whistled down. .6:43 remaining here in the third. 2.5 remaining on the penalty to Pugsley. Weeks will send out Sim, Frazier, McEachran, and Sullivan. All the Subs opposed to their second unit. Ryan, Bryan, McPhee, Munden, and Poplinski. Pretty good to have those type of names on your second power play unit, considering Munden was the top scorer in the league this year. Here's Bryan. Up for Poplinski. Back to the half wall for Munden, who fans on the pass. Here comes Sim shorthanded. Up for Frazier, 2-on-2. Frazier will try and bat his way by McPhee. It's going to be turned over. Here comes Munden. Munden takes it wide. Shot will go up and high off a stick and out of play. A few words on both sides after the whistle. Once again, we've seen lots of that. Face off inside the weak zone. It's 4-1 here in game one. Subs have a 3-goal lead here on the home ice. They're going to defend that home ice as they'll play tomorrow as well at 1 p.m. As that's going to be played to the line as there's a scrum behind the play. Both players get up out of the corner. Here's Duffy. Duffy will walk in and shoot one blocked by Sullivan. Rebound sent towards the net. Tipped on goal. McLean on the doorstep. Couldn't finish it off as the net came off as well. That will freeze play. 1:40 remaining on the double minor to Pugsley. We're inside the final 6 minutes of the third period here in game one. McDonald against McIntosh for the draw. One back, here's Sullivan. Over to White. White will stretch it down the ice off the clear. Here's Duffy. William Duffy will drop it off behind his own net. Here is Land. Quinton Land, the rookie defenseman, over to Duffy, who's also a rookie. Pretty young team on the blue line, at least for the Subs this year. As that's going to be played up the wall for Duffy. Duffy makes his way in the corner. Liam Duffy plays it down low. There's Smith up top. McDonald finds Land. Land shot will go through the screen and off the pad of Serendo. As McDonald looks to hold it in. Finds McLean. It's going to be picked off and sent down the ice. Approaching the final 5 minutes here in the third period of game one. Here's McPhee. Alistair McPhee will slow things down, and why not? You're up by 4 goals, or 3 goals rather, here in the third period. As we're inside the final 5 of this final frame of regulation. There's Ryder McQueen looking to get by Conlon on the forecheck. But there's a hit on McQueen as that's going to be played back inside the Subaru zone. 20 seconds to go on the week's penalty. Here's Scotland looking to get by a Kidd on the forecheck. Can't do so. Kidd turns it over, sent towards the middle. Here's Colin. Shot glove down by Cole. As the Moncton Wildcat draft pick flashes the leather there. Keeps it 4-1. Great pass from Kidd out of the corner up the turnover from the forecheck. Comlin, who scores a lot of goals, cannot beat the Subaru netminder. 4.5 to go in the period. 8 seconds to go in the Pugsley penalty. He's waiting to get back out there. Sim, Frazier, Williams, and McKenzie are the 4 out there for the Weeks in the offensive zone as they're shorthanded. Here's Sim towards the goal. That's going to bounce on its way on net, and Cole will freeze play. Face-off will be to the glove side of Cole once again. Puck is dropped from the corner as Duffy will feed over to Henry. Ben Henry chips it off the wall. That will make its way down the ice, and that will be an icing call against these Steele Subarus. We're back to 5-on-5. Weeks kill off a double minor. So now they're thinking offense. They need 3 goals in the final 4 minutes here to tie the game here in game one. Puck is dropped. One in the corner. Here's Henry. As that will make its way to the boards. Duffy plays it down low. As Williams will play it in deep. Duffy back to retrieve it once again. There's Liam Duffy. Up for Sparks. Sparks over across the ice. Puck is bouncing. Picked off by McEachran. Sends it over to Williams. Williams to the middle. That's going to be an icing call as Cole went out to play it. That's the argument from the Weeks bench, but not sure if they'll reverse that one or not. And it looks like they won't. Three and a half remaining here in the third. Brian line back out there against the sim line for this ozone drop for the Subaru. Puck hits the ice, one back. Here's Brian. Shot We deflected on goal and just goes wide. Off the shin pad of Tremblay, who was driving the net in front. Tremblay plays a hard physical game. This whole line does. McQueen, Bryan, and Tremblay as Williams is tangled up with Bryan. Here's Poplinski. Shot from the point off the pad. Sorrento makes the save. That puck squared free. Here's McQueen up for Bryan. Bryan towards the goal as he hits the shoulder of Sorrento. Kept in by the Subaru at the blue line. Here's Bryan down low, making his way to the circle. Bryan shielding the puck with his body. Up top for Tremblay. Tremblay over to Land. Land will walk it in. Shoot one on goal. Just goes wide off the stick of Bryan. Here's Tremblay. Good zone pressure here from the Subs late in the game. They're up by 3 and they're thinking offense here still. Here's Bryan down low. Will play to the corner. McQueen finds it. McQueen will try and make the play off the boards. Gets met by 2 black jerseys as he gets crunched into the boards. As Weeks able to get it out of the zone so they can change. Here's Land up for Bryan. Bryan will try and play in the corner. Comes free. Bryan, nice toe drag move. Saws the puck. Looking for McQueen off the beautiful pass, but intercepted by Tanner. Here comes the Weeks now with 2.5 remaining. Crossing on the forward check. Comes free for Green. Here comes the Weeks. Shot on. Scores! It's not over yet. Hunter Green makes things interesting here late in the third. Goes past the glove side of Cole. After a great shift from the Subaru, Weeks come right back down and cut the lead to 2. 2:17 remaining here in the third. Not an insurmountable hill to climb for the Weeks, but they got to score one here quick. As here comes Scotland for the Subs, so we'll chip it up ahead. Bertram back to retrieve it. Bertram up for Tanner. Finds Kidd. Here comes Nate Kidd for the Weeks, so we'll play it over for Croft. Cross loses it as McLean was in on the back check. There's Tanner. We'll try and play it in deep. Tanner gets the red line and we'll throw it inside the Soup zone. Going to the bench for the Weeks, so 6 on 5. Down by 2 here in the third period. There's Bertram. Bertram at the blue line will let a shot go, looking for the tip in front. It comes loose in front there as Cole makes the save as Croft and Scotland were tangled up in front. Here's Croft. Up ahead is going to be sent down the ice by McLean. Last man back is Bertram as McLean in on the forecheck will play it down low for Croft. 1.5 to go here in the third. It's a 2-goal lead here in game 1. Here's Nate Kidd with the puck in neutral ice. 6 on 5 for the Weeks here still. Here's Kidd. Shot will just sail wide past the post on the glove side. Here's Williams. Williams will let a shot go low looking for the tip, but just sails once again past the glove side post, and that will be cleared down the ice and into the empty net. So the Subaru get the empty netter. Sam Ryan with the goal. And is now a 3-goal lead once again for the home team. Exactly 1 minute to go. Looks like the Sioux will take game 1 here at the Zasman Sportsplex. Puck is dropped. It's a Sparks line back out there to finish this game with Burgess and Carver. There's a DDD pass played to the middle of the ice. There's Pugsley. Pugsley's shot blocked in front by Land. Play to the corner. As Sparks gets the assist on the empty netter from Sam Ryan. Here's Sparks with the puck. Sparks gets hit into the wall by Green. That'll be played in deep. 30 seconds to go in this game. That's going to be boomeranged around the wall. That will be sent back in deep by Land. 20 seconds to go. Weeks will play it down the ice as Eisner will play it in deep. And we'll look to do it here. So the Steele Subaru defend home ice here in game 1. Final score is 5-2. Will Cole gets the win in net for Dartmouth here at home. We'll play Game 2 tomorrow at 1 p.m. here at the Sportsplex. Weeks look to regroup heading into tomorrow night. So that's going to do it for our coverage of this game. Thank you so much for watching. This was Game 1, Round 2 of the Best of 7 Series, Phil Hare Cup Playoffs. 5-2 is the final score for the Subs. They defend home ice in the opening game. We'll see you all again tomorrow. We'll do it again in Game 2. But until then, we'll say sayonara from downtown Dartmouth. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. And go, Canada, go.